I'm genuinely nervous to do this episode because I'm going to say some things and they could be misconstrued. I hope they are not. Please sit with me because it's my experience and it's my experience only.
I was nervous on the last few episodes, so this should be interesting for me to sit with Kevin in this.
Next Level Nation today for episode number 2237. Be careful where you get your certainty from. I actually misspelled it in the... There we go. Let me adjust that. Cool. I was on a podcast today, and it was an awesome podcast. Great human, great host, great conversation. And one of the questions she asked was, when you were growing up, was there religion in the household? And she said, there's no right answer. There's no wrong answer. I'm always curious about how that affects people. And I said, got to be the least religious household / family ever of all time. I can't imagine a less religious one. And she said, did you ever have a religious or spiritual season in life? And I said, never religious, but definitely a spiritual one. And I went on to talk about how I had that time where it was the 7 spiritual laws and it was Sadhguru and it was all these things. I was just consuming a ton of content about the law of attraction and manifestation and energy and chakras and all this stuff. And what I really appreciated about this conversation is while this person is somebody who is very spiritual, they were open to my perspective. And I said, the interesting thing for me was I got to the place where I felt like I was connected, but I was broke as shit. And I couldn't pay my fucking bills. And I feel like I was escaping into meditation and thinking that, okay, now I'm going to go meditate and then something's going to come to me. Mm-hmm. And that just never was my experience. And I said, what I really think happened was I found certainty in something that didn't necessarily bring me any results, but I was so uncertain in life that I was willing to give other things a shot that I had never tried before because I assumed, well, what I'm doing isn't working. And that made me think there's a lot of us get certainty from things that are not good for us, that aren't serving us, that aren't constructive. And when I said that, I said, I know a lot of people that are like spiritually sound and transcendent who can't pay their fucking bills behind the scenes.
Yeah, I know a lot of those too.
Right? And she nodded and said, that's definitely true. So I said, I think it can't be the only
And on the
thing.
Opposite side, I'm sorry to interrupt you, but on the opposite side, I know a lot of deeply wounded,
for sure,
ego-driven, not centered at all people that are wildly successful.
For sure.
So it's clearly not the difference maker when it comes to success. And
it's not the magic bullet. It's not the magic bullet.
No.
And then I had a moment recently. I was like laying in bed and I was like, and again, please don't villainize me for this. Villainize me if you want. Whatever. Just sit with me on it.
Nice.
I used to think manifestation was the shit. I used to think it was it. All it really is goal acquisition. That's all it is. That's really all it is, right? It's you do, but it's from the place of, it's almost like, I think manifestation is the less strategic explanation of goal accomplishment, goal achievement. For those who have convinced themselves that maybe they don't want to be consistent or they are not gritty or whatever it is. If we think about it, okay, imagine vividly, clearly, a result that you want. Awesome. Visualization. Amazing. Great.
I got one.
Okay. What is it? Being away from me?
No. No. All right, listen, squad, listeners, viewers. Do not villainize me for this, or go ahead. It is what it is. Trust me, the reason I'm saying this and the reason I want this is not for the reason you're going to presuppose. I will be purchasing a Cybertruck at some point.
You're going to get a fucking Cybertruck?
Amelia and I both will.
I'm offended.
Why?
I don't know. I feel like I could never because of the hype, I think. Since everybody wants it.
The utility is unbelievable. Self-driving.
Interesting. Don't you think they'll come up with something better before that?
No.
It's a real piece of shit.
No.
It is. It's a real piece of shit. Yeah. That's why it's depreciated so much. Yeah, electric vehicles in general have depreciated a ton. Like, insane.
That's not the only
levels.
reason.
Well, no, not for that one.
The self-driving, it's a tank. It's the safety. Mm-mm. It's a tank. Have you ever been in one? You ever been around one? Yeah, it's an actual. It feels like being in a tank.
I can imagine.
And the Starlink right on the roof, solar panels if you want. Like it's just the utility. It's a traveling office.
Okay. All right.
It is just utility.
So that's the
really
visualization.
Yeah.
That's the visualization. Of course, you're not going to happen upon something that you didn't imagine. How you couldn't. It doesn't work that way because then you wouldn't even be able to recognize it. So, okay, we visualize it. Amazing. Love it. Then it's like, well, the universe conspires and no, it doesn't. No, I don't believe that at all. No. If the universe has a responsibility, it has way more responsibility than what Kevin Paul Mary wants. You know? Like,
100%.
Just make sure the planets are spinning in the right fucking place. Don't worry about what I want. I want a BMW. Thank you, universe, for making that happen. No, make sure gravity doesn't fucking turn off. I love that. That's good. Let's stick with that. So you surround yourself with persons, places, things, and ideas. You attract them. Well, that always happens. Based on core values, core beliefs, core aspirations, energy, what you talk about, what you don't, your boundaries, all of that stuff. What people see you doing. And then you pursue that for a long enough period of time and you get around mentors and you strategize and you learn stuff. And I feel like manifestation literally degrades hard work because it's like, well, and you have to work hard. I think it's the opposite. Of course you have to work hard and you have to be very clear with what you want. You do, because you're not going to stumble upon something you don't know you want, most likely. And you have to be very clear on who you want to be as a person, because who you want to be and who you become is going to dictate who's around you. I think we have it backwards. I think it's a little bit backwards. So I went through this on this podcast, and when I got to the end, I was like, I got so much certainty from that belief. And at the time, it was probably really good for me. And if you're out there and you're super spiritual, do you. If you're all into manifestation, you do you. I just can't guarantee you're going to get the level of success that you want. A lot of it's just not grounded in principle. Like, manifestation is an idea. It's not a law. It's not the law of attraction the way people say it. I don't believe 100%. That. It is like the theory of.
Well, we've been through this a bunch of times. We have the manifestation equation. And
right.
Really what it should be called is the goal setting and achieving equation.
I agree. More than ever.
And it has 10 steps. It has set intention, visualize and emotionalize, pay attention, strategize, measure. Mm-hmm. That's one of the ones everyone misses. Measure it. I was on with a client earlier today, and I said, brother, you're not losing weight. Not gaining weight. He's in a bulk. No, you're not gaining weight. He's like, I know, man. I haven't been able to eat. I was like, it's been 4 weeks since October 1st. Like, the month's over. You've gained no weight?
Peanut butter, son.
That's what I'm saying. That's exactly. But he's like, I know. I said, brother, you're wasting time. You're not getting any younger. You got to build muscle mass. You're just wasting time. Just eat more, for fuck's sake. And he likes that I'm hardcore. But anyways, so measure it. We wouldn't even know if he was on track or off track if he wasn't measuring his weight every day. I said, let me get this straight. You're measuring your weight every day. He has the fit tracker like you do. We have a fit tracker. If anyone wants it, email me. But measure it is critical. And there's nowhere in manifestation and spirituality that says to measure anything. That's got to be my biggest pet peeve with the law of attraction. I know exactly how much the Cybertruck is, to the exact dollar, the exact amount the insurance will be. I'm splitting it with Emilia. I know the exact date when our lease is up, and I know exactly when we can get it. It's all, every single bit of it is reverse engineered. And because no one likes them, they're actually much more affordable.
Oh, yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Super affordable.
Yeah,
because no one else likes them.
They're fucking giving them away.
Yeah, it's unbelievable.
Yeah, they're giving them away.
Yeah. So, and that's part of the reason. But the real reason is safety. And utility and literally an office on wheels that drives itself. It's unbelievable. So, and it charges itself while you're driving. Measure it is number 5. Number 6 is self-awareness. Number 7 is strict alignment. Number 8 is take action. Number 9 is learn from it. And number 10 is rinse and repeat. And we have a digital asset that goes through each of these and details each step. The reason I bring this up is it shouldn't be called the manifestation equation. It should be called the setting a goal in the future that is an exact target with an exact timeline, and then measuring progress every single day and making sure you're doing the necessary things and strategizing over and over and over again along the way. And when I had my most spiritual phase, similar to you having your most spiritual phase, it was when I was the most broke. The economy doesn't give a shit that you are spiritually sound. What I will say is that the spiritually sound part of setting intentions, visualizing, and emotionalizing, that's the meditation. That's it. That's one. So that's 2 out of 10. So that's 1/5 of the equation. So what most people say, like, I'm manifesting it. It's on the way. This is a success podcast. This is what I do for a living. If I was a mechanic, I would be able to tell which car is going to break down. I'd be able to tell, that muffler sounds, something's going on there. Because this is what I do for a living, I coach people and I help people achieve goals, set and achieve goals. I can tell when someone's not going to win. I have a very strong statistical probability of whether or not someone is likely to win or not, unless they change a couple things. They have to change what they say, think, do, feel, and believe. And based on someone's beliefs, which you can tell by the way they talk, what their beliefs are. And on the episode, I know I keep mentioning this, but on BGU, I interviewed Lauren Johnson. I tried to get her to talk to me about what's different about the people on the Yankees, because that's 1 in 20,000. I guarantee you what's different isn't the fact that they meditate more.
Right.
I'm sure a lot of them do meditate, and I'm sure that's part of the equation, and I'm sure they visualize, but that's not the difference maker. The difference maker is inborn talent, an insane amount of work ethic and grit, extra hours, deep practice, measuring everything, showing up constantly, offensive coach, defensive coach, head coach. I don't know baseball, but you know what I'm saying. And they know every stat, probably. Their pitch, they probably know every single... It's skill acquisition. So when I was in my most spiritual phase, I was the least successful. But I was the most centered.
Yeah, for sure.
And I wonder if that's what people really want, is they want to be successful and centered. And quite frankly, those are 2 opposing skill sets.
I think it's good we want to feel good. We want to feel like we're making progress. And I think one of the ways to feel like you're making progress is becoming more centered. Even it's coming to me, you're going to it. Yeah, it's not 100%. Coming to you, you're going to it. I think the syntax is off. Well, if you do this and you do this, so if you imagine it and you imagine your life like you already have it, and then like the 8th step is, and you got to work. When in reality, it's you have to work. Obviously, right? You got to work. Mm-hmm. And you have to imagine what it's going to be like when you do the right amount of work in order to get the thing, because you need to emotionalize it and really lock it in. It needs to be meaningful. And you have to surround yourself with people who also do what you want to do and live like you want to live, because then it's going to be normal as shit to have those types of conversations. I think the work, that's like, it has to be the first piece. It has to be the first piece for success, at least.
I know we got 4 minutes. What on this equation? I'm going to go through them. I'll hammer them. Which ones do you think people are the least likely to? They miss the most. You and I go on podcasts. We do this for a living. We are in the business of success now, and we kind of have been for 8 years, but we've sort of branded it. Whenever I meet someone, I immediately see which of these 10 they aren't doing. Like, I'm thinking of someone right now, and I'll keep it anonymous, of course, but this person, unless they change something drastic, they cannot succeed from my honest perspective. Now, they could get lucky. That's very possible, but I don't see it happening. So I almost wish I didn't use the Cybertruck. I wish I used something else. But what is your certainty that Emilia and I will acquire that Cybertruck?
100%.
Okay. I agree with you. And why? Like, okay. There's a lot of people who want a car that's worth...
Yeah, I don't think you're a good example, though. It's hard,
but the principles are the same. Can we just use her and not me?
No. She's even less relatable than you are. Or as unrelatable as you are. But because you don't say... It's not because you don't say... Yes, it is. But it also is not a principle that most people live by. You don't say it unless you plan on doing it.
In April of next year, our lease is up. It's actually 2 months before that. So April, we can get the next gen. I hope the next gen is out by then. I've already done all the research. I already know exactly how much it's going to be. I'm splitting it with Emilia. I think the point I'm trying to make, rather than talk about me, is everything Emilia and I do and don't do from this moment until April is predicated on doing that.
Yeah.
And the lease payment for our current Model Y goes away, and we replace it with this other lease payment. It's actually not that much more per month. And so I think as an engineer, that's the piece people are missing. This is what I found, and I want to hear from you. So set intention, visualize, and emotionalize. Stop me on the 1, 2, or 3 max that you think people suck at the most. And I know that's the wrong phrasing. People forget about the most. Okay. Number 1, set intention.
I think it's set a goal is what most people do.
Yeah. Okay.
Again, when I say most people, I'm talking to Kevin pre this for sure. I'm not talking to you out there. I'm talking about me.
Visualize and emotionalize.
A ton. Yeah, that's like that's the easiest one. It's the most common one. And I think most people think...
That's the one I forgot.
Well, it makes sense. I think many people think it's 50% that, or no, 75% that and 25% effort. It's the other way around.
It's not even close.
Right.
It's not,
I know,
5% that.
I know, but if we were to flip it, we would have to flip it that way.
Kev, he helped me create this. He did that one.
Look,
you're the one who said, "Hey, man,
why do you think I have this? You know why I have this? So I see it every day.
Your chances of getting that car have not increased or decreased at all based on you having a toy car of it.
They have.
They have, because it keeps it in your reticular activating system.
Yeah, that.
So I have a bunch of, Emilia and I, in our home, we have all these signs all over the house. I know we got to go soon. One of them says discipline. I was walking up the stairs the other day, and there's a big fucking sign that says discipline, and it defines it. And I was like, fuck yeah. And then I got in my office, respect. And then Aristotle quote. And then that's why I have these things. You and I, remember at Next Level Live when no one could tell the difference between your background and mine?
At Next Level Live,
we showed our backgrounds and our vision boards. Mine was all numbers and not numbers, but the mountain.
Oh, yes.
And people, I was so offended.
Yeah, as you should be.
Yeah, and that was wild. Anyways, the point I'm making is it does increase your chances having the toy car. But that
it's
ain't gonna make the difference.
It's supplemental. It's not the main course. That's the thing. that would be my takeaway, because I know we have to hop, so I don't know if we're gonna get through all of it. But my takeaway would be, I think for many of us, and again, don't villainize. You can. Who am I to tell you not to villainize me? This is my truth. This is what I believe. This is what has served me. This is what has served a lot of people I've worked with. The spirituality, the manifestation, the law of attraction, that is supplemental to the work. Now, I'm talking purely about success. You can have all the money in the world and still be miserable.
Yeah,
and not
100%.
So this is purely from success. If you want to be a well-rounded,
spiritual stuff's very important.
100%. If you want to be well-rounded, you got to do it all.
Yeah, you got to be connected to the earth, to yourself.
But people aren't talking about that when they say how to manifest anything. They're not talking about that. They're talking about fucking cars and boats. This is what they're talking about.
All right, pay attention is number 3.
I think that's high.
Okay, which is looking for opportunities. Strategize. That's
Very
the
low.
one I think people miss.
Yeah.
That I strategize.
It's
constantly.
literally suggested that you don't have to. That's what fucks me off about it. It's like, well, no, if you think about it and imagine it, it will come to you. No. So yeah, that one.
Okay, love it. We agree. Number 4 is what I focus on with my clients, because that's the one that I think most people are missing. The strategy, the actual chess moves necessary. Okay, measure it. That's the second one that I think is critical.
I would say that's...
So for me, 4 and 5 are wildly not talked about enough. When you go to Google and you go to Apple, I have a close friend of mine. He was a roommate of mine in college. He works at Apple. They track everything, dude.
I believe it.
They don't... performance review. I think you did pretty good this month. Oh. On what, right? There's data for everything. Okay, number 6, self-awareness.
That one's hard. Yeah, no, I think it gets skewed because of the suggestion that you don't have to change that much. You just have to imagine yourself changing.
Strict alignment, I think, is next. I think the most important is measure it. I think that's what people are missing. They don't measure things. Second is strategy. Third is strict alignment, which is saying no. Dude, you have to say no to almost everything else. This is why goal achievement is so hard. I'm getting one car. I'm splitting it. I have to say no to every other car. I don't have to, but I'm choosing to get that. When I set a goal, I don't like plan on a bunch of other goals too at the same time.
But even that's not the best example, because it's like, it would be different if it was your dream body, hypothetically. Your dream, I'm going to manifest my dream body. Well, that means that when the cookouts come, you're going to have to bring your food, and you're going to have to plan everything around
Agreed.
that. So I think that's a little bit different, because it's like a day-to-day. I know you're doing the same thing with money and all that, but I don't know if that'll land the same.
It is the same. Yeah, it won't land the same, but it is the same.
I know.
You and I should say that more, because it's like, no, it is the same, but we're not explaining it well.
Yes, that's fair.
Okay. Manifesting your dream body and manifesting a Cybertruck is the exact same, except the Cybertruck is not as in your control as the dream body, because the Cybertruck requires Tesla as a company to continue being successful and innovating.
Sure.
So one of them is more in your control, which is actually the dream body, believe it or not.
Yes, but I'm just saying you have 3 meals a day and 1 opportunity to exercise per day versus like, okay, don't go through the drive-through every time. Don't get Instacart. You got to save money so you can do the down payment on the lease or whatever. It's just different. I think it's just easier to measure the physical activity of dream body. That's all. That's all I'm saying.
I think it's easier to measure money.
The behaviors. Because you're not saying, okay, well, we don't Instacart. Well, we do. You do Instacart. You're too complicated. Because you do Instacart everything, but it's because you're working and it'll be costing money if you go take the time. So it's too layered.
Too layered to explain, but it's the same principle.
I understand, but principles are fucking bullshit if they don't get explained well.
Okay. No. They're not as useful if they don't. When you say they're bullshit, they still apply.
Yes. But they're useless.
This is what we're supposed to do. We're supposed to.
They're useless if misunderstood, from a progress standpoint.
Fair. Okay.
Yeah.
Which is why we're supposed to be good at this. You and me.
We're
supposed to get better at this.
We're working. Somebody commented on one of our Spotify episodes, and they said the last few episodes have been like it was like off the rails and useless. It's like, thank you. Probably. Yeah, thank you. They probably were.
I seriously doubt that.
They weren't useless.
I've gotten some good love.
They were off the rails.
They were definitely off the rails. Take action.
Low. That's a rough one for people, for sure.
Okay. Number 9 is, and by the way, the digital asset will be in the show notes. Please download this digital asset or email me, DM me. It's really important, seriously. Because you can self-assess, green, yellow, red. You can go across the whole 10, like where you're going to find the bottleneck. You get on a call with me, free call, first one's free. We'll find the bottleneck for sure. And it probably isn't the set intention. Okay, learn from it is number 9.
Learn from what?
Failure and success. Learn from everything.
I think that's pretty high. I think people do.
Okay. Yeah. And then rinse and repeat. Consistency.
No, you can't do the whole thing consistently if you're not doing everything.
Yeah.
It is. It makes sense why it's so freaking hard.
Yeah, it's all 10. And by the way, if you don't have all 10, you actually can't manifest. You can get lucky.
It's not because you don't have a good enough imagination, most likely. That most likely isn't it. That's probably not it. It's most likely not because you're not focused on it enough. How many people, a lot of people do vision boards. I love it. That's awesome. That's a great step. That's not the fucking main course. It just isn't. It just isn't. Drinking enough water, very important for health and weight loss. You can drink all the water you want and not do the other steps, and it's not going to matter. It's not enough. That.
I love it, man. I love when Kev.
I just want you to win if you're out there. I want you to win. And honestly, I feel like I fucking misled you in the past because we did episodes where I thought I don't know. I thought I was fucking on to something with manifestation. I did. Because I felt like I wanted to be. I felt like it felt good.
I thought so too.
This is as much me owning my mistakes in the past and just having the courage to say, look, if maybe you don't like what I'm going to say, that's fine. I'm not telling you, do whatever you want. Do whatever you want. I hope it works out. It didn't work out for me, and it hasn't really worked out for many people I know, unfortunately, and I don't want that to be the case for you. I don't want you to have to waste time that you could invest in being more successful and being able to provide better for your family and the people you love. That's that.
Yeah. If you want to succeed at setting and achieving goals, this formula is the way to do it. Now, disclaimer, you then have to implement these consistently and forever, and you can never miss any of them in order to actually acquire whatever it is that you want to achieve. But at the very least, you'll be able to self-assess and figure out where you're fucking up.
For sure. All right, cool. If you are focused on figuring out where you are effing up, I swore a lot in this one, so I'll save the next swear word for the next episode. Alan has free coaching calls available, free 30-minute breakthrough sessions. If you haven't done one already, we'll have the link in the show notes. He already mentioned that. And if you're looking for a group of people who have similar goals and are trying to pay attention to them and do all the other things, strict alignment, all that stuff, we have Next Level Nation, a private Facebook group for people like you. As always, we love you. We appreciate you. Grateful for each and every one of you. And if you are as committed as you say you are when it comes to getting to the next level, make sure you tune in tomorrow because we will be here to help you get there.
Keep reaching for your full potential. Next Level Nation.